Well, I'm sure not a ton of people were watching this game, but the Phillies got it done. They beat the Marlins in game one of this 4-game series in Miami. Tyler Mroz, Heat Ratio Sports Phillies post-game show. Also going to be doing some NFL halftime report coming up in the second half of this show. Phillies post-game show. We do have to talk about this first. They get the job done, winning 5-2. Player of the game is Bryson Stott, 2 for 4. Had that second Decker home run, 2 RBIs. Cody Clemens also had 2 RBIs. Only guy that did not get a hit in the lineup was Nick Castellanos, but that's okay. Phillies got it done tonight. It said don't underestimate the Marlins. The Phillies before this game were 5-4 for the season-long record against the Marlins, but they are 6-4 as of right now, and they got 3 more games left. So they got the rest of this weekend in Miami. A good start for them. Got Adam checking in. What's up? I was watching the game. Phil's 8 games up. I know. And the Braves lost too, which a huge loss for them going up against the Colorado Rockies. So we'll get more into that in a little bit, but crazy that they lost. They lost 3-1. So let's go Rockies. So Ranger Suarez, he was pretty good tonight. I would say he was really good. He only pitched 5 innings, so he didn't pitch that long, but his impact was as if he pitched 9 innings, 5 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 4 strikeouts. So we just missed out on that HRS triple play leg, but we got a couple other ones, so it's okay. Suarez looked good. He looked comfortable. Had a lot of perfectly placed pitches. JT Realmuto was one at bat against Christian Pache. JT wanted it up and in, and Ranger threw it right where JT had left his glove. Didn't even really have to move it all that much. So Ranger Suarez, a great game tonight. Talked about the small ball. The Phillies did that. They only had 1 home run for 1 RBI. Bryson Stott had the single, and then you had the wild pitch that Cody Clemens scored on, and then the Cody Clemens double. So they did play a good amount of small ball tonight. Gave up to a run on the 7th and a run on the 8th, but it didn't really matter. Matters is they got the job done. So not really a ton to talk about for this Phillies game. I know most of you watching probably want to hear the NFL report. So we'll get to that in just a minute. But first, let's see how we did on the HRS triple play, which is red hot as always. So let's see what we cooked up tonight. And as a reminder, this code is going away at the end of the Chiefs-Ravens game. 50% off at Win Daily. That's gone. Once that game is done, the clock hits 0, gone. So make sure you're going to Win Daily using that code HEAT, getting 50% off. I'm sure there's going to be more deals soon, but as Tony said, it's not going to be 50%. So this is the best you're going to get. Go to Win Daily now to secure that deal. We did hit 2 tonight. Ranger Suarez finished with 4 strikeouts. If he had gone another inning, he probably would have gotten that, but did not get that. But we still went 2 for 3, a really good night. Bryson Stott got the home run and the single, so he got way above 2+ total bases at plus 115. And then Brandon Marsh got a hit, so the 0.5 total bases over on that at minus 160. That also hit. If we had said Bryson Stott for the home run, that would have hit. I usually typically like to avoid using the same guys. I do it every here and there, but still hitting 2, that is a really good night for us. So again, Bryson Stott 2+ total bases, and the Brandon Marsh over 0.5 total bases. And again, last time we're probably going to be saying this, use that code HEAT, go to Win Daily, get 50% off. It ends right after the game, so you do not want to miss that. A lot of teams had off tonight. Dodgers, Brewers, and the Mets had off tonight. They all start weekend series this coming up tomorrow. But the Braves, like we mentioned, they lost to the Colorado Rockies 3-1, a massive upset. Phillies gain another game on them. Cody Clemens playing great, except for that sailing dart in the 9th. Yeah, it's the 9th inning. Doesn't really matter, but as long as it wasn't a costly error, because if a game the Braves lose to a team as bad as the Rockies, the Phillies need to capitalize on that. And they did. So they just gained a game on the Braves. So a huge night for the Phillies. Got Tony checking it. Tyler kicking ass. I appreciate you, my man. Tony, if you didn't watch it, this is technically the fourth stream of the day here on HRS. So make sure you're liking, commenting, subscribing because you're going to be seeing a lot of this guy. He's the head honcho. He is the lead guy, and rightfully so. 2 live streams today, technically 2. Had one shortly after midnight, both bettings. And a lot of these bets are hitting. So make sure you're watching those videos. Make sure you are tuning in because Tony is the man. And finally, probably what most of you are here for, the NFL report. Chiefs are up 13-10 on the Ravens. Ravens defense, I mean, they gave up 13 points, but they still look really good. Lamar Jackson may not have the flashy numbers, but he looks pretty good so far. 13 for 18, 105 yards, 8 carries for 63 yards. They had a huge emphasis in the preseason about not wanting him to run as much, but it's usually a lot of people when you watch Lamar Jackson, he likes to run the ball. It just tends to just give up on the pass, doesn't wait for it, has a little patience, and then just takes off on it. But tonight, he actually looks very comfortable in the offense. It looks like he's back to the 2019 stuff where he's running that offense. So I've been impressed with what I've seen from Lamar Jackson. Adam, Tony is up at this time of night. Oh my goodness. I got to hear what Tony has to say about that. Adam's throwing shots at you, man. Derrick Henry got his first touchdown with the Ravens. That was one of Tony's bets. So King Henry, his first of probably many for the Ravens, not just this season, but for a couple seasons to come. Xavier Worthy, he arrived his first touch of his career, rushed it in for a touchdown. Really the only touchdown of the game for the Chiefs. They have only rushed the ball 5 times. Well, 6 if you count that knee at the very end. Isaiah Pacheco, 4 rushes, and then Worthy, the 21-yard carry for the touchdown. So not really much from the Chiefs' running attempt. They haven't really done much on offense. Mahomes, 9 for 14, 117 yards. Threw that pick to Roquan Smith towards the end of the half. Rashee Rice leads the team in targets right now. I was debating. I was like, I don't know. I don't think he's going to be better than he was last year, but I think he'll take a step forward. Travis Kelce did not get, I think he got, 3 targets? Yeah, 3 targets. But not a ton of flashiness from the Chiefs offense. They started off really well, but they kind of slowed down towards the end. So we'll see how they readjust coming out of the half. Does Henry score 15 plus touchdowns this year? I could see it, but if he stays healthy, Derrick Henry has struggled with staying healthy for all 17 games. So I think he'll get over 10, but I do not think that he's going to get 15. I think he'll miss a game or 2. He usually does. So we will see, though. If there's good odds on that, I would definitely take that. It is a very close game so far. 2 of, if not the 2 best teams in the AFC, not just in the AFC, but the NFL. I mean, these were 2 of the finalists for the NFL last year. So it is everything they were expecting. Had that 20-minute delay with the thunderstorm. So we'll see if the second half is as entertaining as the first half was. Pat Mahomes, he became the all-time Chiefs passing leader. He overtook that very early into that game. So he's 27, 28. So congrats to Patrick Mahomes, further cementing his legacy. Just another block adding on. He's already a top 10 quarterback of all time. Argue with me. I don't care. I'm going to write this in the comments. Is Pat Mahomes a top 10? Is he a top 5 quarterback? Because I think you have a good argument for that. Patrick Mahomes, a top 5, 10, 5. I'll do top 10 and then top 5. Quarterback of all time. There we go. So, yeah, is he? I think he is. Definitely top 10. Top 5, I'd have to look back. Off the top of my head, I would say definitely Tom Brady. You got to have not home. You got to have Peyton Manning. You got to have Joe Montana. So you could argue Pat Mahomes is in that 4 or 5 spot, but I definitely, without a doubt, think he's top 10. He's got 3 Super Bowls. He's got 3 Super Bowl MVPs. He's got 2 MVPs. So another MVP and or Super Bowl this year. I think he cements himself as the second greatest quarterback of all time. Yes, surpassing Patrick Peyton Manning. So Pat Mahomes, big season coming up for him. And they called a lot of illegal formation penalties. They've called like 4 on Ronnie Stanley. The NFL is great. Like they're calling these like razor sharp. So hope they've readjusted. But then he got another one called. So we'll see if we are witnessing any more illegal formations tonight. I guess that's all part of the adjustments. Got called for like what 3 on the first drive. So big adjustment for Ronnie Stanley and for the Ravens offensive line. Kind of worries me with Lane Johnson a little bit. I know he likes to play out a little bit. Same with Jordan Mailata. So I wonder how teams, if they're going to adjust after seeing how the refs are calling the illegal formations tonight, if that's going to adjust the way any offensive lineman would play. I'm not sure about the kickoff rule. I'm really back and forth about it. I don't like that the touchbacks come out to the 30. 25 was fine. But I like the idea that they're trying to get more returns. So, like, if it lands between the 20 and right before the end zone, then you have to return it. I like that part of it. I don't know how I feel about the players lining up so close, but we saw that one Chiefs return look pretty well. So, I didn't like it at first, but after seeing it in the game, I think it's fine. I don't really think it's a big deal. I don't like the 30-yard touchback rule. I disagree with that wholeheartedly. There's no reason. It's the 30, so that's 70 yards to go. Like, I feel like 20 is it's like that's the perfect amount, but then 25, it's like, you're pushing a little bit, but that's still a decent yardage. But the 30, I really disagree with that. Kickers have to get better at getting airtime and making them return it for worse starting position. That is true because it's really penalizing these kickers for kicking the touchback because then you're giving up 30 yards for your defense. So kickers definitely going to adjust as the season's going on. You are going to see a lot more kickoff returns because obviously these kickers, I mean, if it was 20, 25, it's like not as bad, but 30, it's really pushing it. So you don't want to give any other team extra yardages. It is kind of weird that they can't move. I can see why, because they're so close to each other. Because think about it, if they were that close and they could move as soon as they kicked it off, there would be no kickoff returns. It kind of defeats the whole purpose of it. But maybe I don't know how I feel about them being like lined up so close to the kickoff guy. Maybe move like 5 to 10 yards up. I don't know. We'll see the first kickoff at halftime. I got to really like analyze it. I kind of analyzed it the first time because I didn't watch any videos of like the examples. I think I saw one, but tonight was like the first recent thing I've seen of it. So we'll see how it goes as the season goes on. But as of right now, I'm not a big fan of it. Man, but been going for about 15 minutes. Halftime should be wrapping up fairly soon. We got Zach Wheeler on the bump for the Fightins tomorrow. 13-6, a 2.63 ERA, the current second favorite to win the NL Cy Young behind Chris Sale. So another dominant performance from Wheeler tomorrow could prove to push for that NL Cy Young. Going up against Edward Cabrera, 3-6, a 5.33 ERA. Phillies have seen him earlier this year. And tomorrow, obviously, the Birds' first game. Hallelujah. We made it. We're going to do an Eagles and Phillies pregame live tomorrow. Hopefully, Tony can hop on. So I'll try and figure out what's happening. So we'll see if we are able to do that. But definitely, I'll be here covering the Eagles, covering the Phillies. We'll be doing triple plays for both teams. We'll be doing keys for both games. So don't want to miss it. It's going to be the biggest pregame show that we've done on Heat Ratio Sports so far. So make sure you're tuning into that. Make sure you're liking. Make sure you're commenting. Make sure you're subscribing. And as always, make sure you're pressing that notification bell. You get notified as soon as we go live. So you, especially Eagles and Phillies pregame live tomorrow. Don't know the time yet. Probably going to be anywhere between 5 to 6:30. So make sure you are tuning in for that. And with that, we're going to go get back to this game. Chiefs up 13-10 on the Ravens. See you all tomorrow for Phillies and Eagles post-game or pregame show. That feels so good to say that out loud. I'm so happy the Eagles are back. So I'll change the background up a little bit to get both Eagles and Phillies involved. So stay tuned to see what my background's going to look like tomorrow. Very interested to see what it is because I got some ideas. So we shall see how that plays out. So have a good night, everyone. Enjoy the rest of the game. And as always, stay fresh, my friends.